Welcome to Beer Untapped with Perry Miller, the podcast. I'm joined by Seth.
Hey, welcome, guys. Thanks for finding us on the internet.
Now, these shows originally aired on Brookings Radio, but now they're all here for your enjoyment. I hope you like it.
There you go. Sit back, enjoy the show, relax. Let us know if you want to see anything on future shows. As we said, this comes out live in the Brookings area, but enjoy this archive episode.
Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. Welcome to Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. Today, we talk with a couple more of the brewers at Beer and Bacon Fest in Hendricks, Minnesota, and we chat with Seth Cook about the first ever sour brewed at Wooden Legs Brewing in Brookings. At the 4th annual Beer and Bacon Fest, we had a chance to catch up with Jason Curry-Olson of Woodgrain Brewing in Sioux Falls, the craft beer scene growing rapidly in Sioux Falls, and he says that was in full view during last month's American Craft Beer Week.
Everybody downtown, Fernson, Remedy, Gandy, we all put together some events, and we just killed craft beer last week. And it's continuing to grow. Obscure is going to be opening up, I believe, end of the year or so, and there's a couple other in planning. And the craft beer culture in the Midwest, Sioux Falls, Brookings, Yankton, Watertown, those places has really taken off. And in South Dakota in general, you get out West River, and it's killer out there, too.
Woodgrain was the first South Dakota brewery to embrace the very popular Northeast-style hazy IPA.
You know, I got to throw credit where credit's due. Steve makes the best hazy IPAs I've had, end of sentence. It's a really neat thing right now, and it's going to continue on for probably a good year or so. But I think that it's starting to see a tail off. You're starting to see some more of the saisons coming out and some of the more classic styles. For instance, just won a gold medal for their farmhouse, and those are really kind of coming back into what's going to be the forefront of beer.
What's coming up at Woodgrain?
Oh man, we've got lots of beers. We got two hazies coming out. I just did a new version of a Smash, all Simcoe, and we found some historic malt, some heritage malt from 1904. It's called Plumage Archer. It was very popular in Europe, so I made a smash with that. Something kind of crazy, something kind of fun.
More from Beer and Bacon Fest and Seth Cook on their new sour when Beer Untapped continues. Welcome back to Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. Luke Rensick of Take 16 Brewing in Laverne, Minnesota was pouring beers at the 4th annual Beer and Bacon Fest in Hendricks. Take 16 opened their tap room about a year ago, and they've just added a new event center.
We just opened it up this last week, so we had our first block party, and we get way more schedulings than we anticipated. So it's really exciting. It'll be fun to see what happens with it.
Take 16's been packaging beer from the start, and now with the tap room, it's a chance to do more one-off projects.
We're just kind of experimenting with some barrels, a few off-center beers for our tap room, just some trial stuff mostly. We have a room that used to be our bottling room, but now we're going to convert it into a barrel room, so hopefully have more barrels. Start some bourbon and wine-aged beers, and do some sour beers, hopefully. We've done some spice beers and some fruity beers in those that have turned out really well.
Well, I know you're a sour beer aficionado, so yeah, I would imagine that'd be coming at some point.
I do like a good sour beer. But we have to be careful with that. We don't want to contaminate our other beers. So.
And you have a fairly small brew house, too.
Yeah. We hope to do some more smaller batch, like 15-barrel batches, draft only. Kind of just some special stuff for the event center and a few kegs for distributors for key accounts and stuff like that.
If you want to take a road trip to Take 16, their tap room is open weekends.
The tap room itself is opened Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 to 10. And then Saturdays actually, we just started for summer, opening at noon. So noon to 10 on Saturdays. But then every Friday this summer till to the end of summer, we're doing block parties.
Finally today, let's head over to Wooden Legs Brewing in Brookings. They're releasing their first ever sour. Here's Seth Cook.
I am not a huge sour fan. I think the sour is a category that can get a little out of control, but that's my opinion. I guess I've been wrong many times before. So what we decided to do is we decided to take the inspiration from a sour and really put our direction on it and say, if we're going to make this beer, let's make sure it's something that we want to drink and that we enjoy, and it's not sour just for the sake of being sour. So what we've done with this beer is we've made a kettle sour, but we've adapted it to be really a tart citrus style sour. Think grapefruits or really sharp oranges. That was the idea. That really lent itself to being an IPA. This all kind of merged together into what we think is going to be one of our most drinkable summer beers. So it's the Summer Sippa, That's our name for a sour, just because it's fun.
I've tasted the Summer Sippa Tart IPA, and it is quite good.
It's got a tartness to it, but it is refreshing, and it's got some hop characteristics, but not hop bitterness. It's got some of the hop aromas, and I think it really kind of hits it square on the nose for what a beer should taste like in the middle of June and July and going into August.
That's it for this week's show. Until next time, drink local and drink responsibly. Thank you for listening to this archived edition of Beer Untapped with Perry Miller. Feel free to listen to other episodes, and if there's anything you'd like us to talk about on a future show, please let us know. Thanks again.